Privacy is dead. It's over. Technology has gotten so advanced that our personal messages, our habits, our desires, and needs can be viewed by anyone with access to the right tools. Governments use facial recognition to monitor protests, public spaces.
Emerging technologies like facial recognition suffers from a lack of this kind of front-end accountability today. This is both undemocratic and it has caused harm to American civil rights.
Corporations exploit our data to manipulate what we buy or believe. And this is just the beginning. Soon, even our thoughts won't be private. Scientists have already invented ways to predict brain activity up to 5 seconds before it happens. Here, I suggest 2 solutions. We need to make information more open to the people that it potentially impacts, and we need to make surveillance work both ways. Someone can only spy on you if you can spy on them back. Privacy isn't just about hiding secrets. It's about having the space to become your own person. Imagine growing up in a world where every Google search, every private journal entry, or every awkward phase or interest is monitored and judged. You wouldn't become a person in that environment. You become a slave to the expectations of those that watch you. Studies continuously show that constant surveillance erodes mental health. Workers under employee monitoring report 30% higher anxiety. Why? Because the employees know that that information will only be used to hurt them, to demand more from them, without giving them any more freedom in return. Without privacy, creativity turns to pandering. Would Van Gogh have been able to create his masterpieces if his darkest thoughts were broadcast to everyone to see? Would visionaries like MLK or Nelson Mandela have been able to effectively organize under total surveillance? Privacy lets us experiment, question, and grow beyond our boundaries. Privacy is the oxygen for human progress. We can't uninvent AI or erase the internet. And the truth is, we probably do need more personal accountability through surveillance once AI gives us all access to superhuman capabilities.
There will be some change required to the social contract, given how powerful we expect this technology to be.
Just like we don't want our government to create bioweapons that kill people or terrorists to have access to nuclear technology, we don't want private citizens to have that power either. The problem we have to solve is who controls the power to watch over us. Today, governments and corporations hoard surveillance tools with zero public accountability. China's social credit system punishes dissenters. Meta sells your data to any advertiser with cash. Security vulnerabilities are ignored, so secret FBI and CIA programs can abuse them as loopholes. Maybe in the past we had good reasons for keeping more secrets. Capitalism required trade secrets so that people could make money on the projects that they invested their time into. But if AI is going to take everyone's jobs and make human labor obsolete, we have to ask ourselves, what's the point of allowing an AI-staffed corporation to keep its information private? As much as people hate Sam Altman for being the one to say it, he's right. AI is forcing us to rethink the social contract. Ironically, part of the reason people dislike Sam is because they think he's hiding his true motivations. If Sam is a good guy and he had less privacy, more people would trust him because they could verify he means what he says. Regardless of whether he's acting sincerely or not, he is right. We need a new social contract, one that gives everyone access to AI capabilities without crushing our freedoms in the process. The answer is not banning surveillance. The answer is to redesign and democratize who controls it. Instead of letting big tech or Beijing or Washington, D.C. monopolize surveillance, imagine a system where the stakes and goals of the individual determine the level of transparency they need to agree to. Most of the tools to get to this kind of system already exist. Blockchain lets users encrypt and share data selectively. Open source frameworks allow for people to involve themselves at the level of their interests and expertise. Combining these 2 frameworks could give us a way to determine individual goals, track progress, and determine the level of necessary public accountability for everyone involved. Take as examples. Healthcare. If you're producing a neural implant to cure depression, Clinical and developmental data should be open source to everyone who would use the technology. But if you're using AI to tweak your diet, that only needs to be shared with your doctor. Are you trying to build a humanoid robot to put into every house in America? Open sourcing that code should be mandatory. But are you building an AI to help you practice your conversation skills? That can be kept private, unless your family starts noticing you're using teen pop slang in conversation too much. What about a viral video accusing someone of wrongdoing? The sources and production method have to be shared as well. But an AI-generated movie made from the contents of your dream journal? Private, unless you decide otherwise. This isn't about eliminating privacy. It's about ensuring that power aligns with responsibility and accountability. The biggest problem with surveillance today is that it works like a one-way mirror. Corporations watch you, but you can't watch them. We can fix this by using AI to make the mirror work both ways. Anyone that requires or requests access to your data must give you equal and fair access to theirs. If a bank uses your private information to deny you a loan, you should get to see the algorithm's logic. If a politician wants to monitor your emails, theirs should become public too. If a social media platform is selling your data to advertisers or using your data to train its AI models, you should get access not only to the model, you should get paid for how they're profiting off your information. Two-way surveillance means no one gets to hide malicious goals while abusing their access to you. Giving up our normal idea of privacy is a big deal. It's only worth doing if the technology we're creating also makes life much, much better for everyone. At the end of the day, privacy is not an important goal in and of itself. We all give up our ideas of privacy when we believe in a higher power, in a God. We give up most of our privacy when we get married or start a family. Privacy is something we regularly sacrifice in order to get access to better goods, to better lives. Privacy is only needed and necessary if you have positive goals that an evil or corrupt system is trying to prevent you from attaining. So, if we can create a system that doesn't control us through a lack of privacy, and instead empowers us with more capabilities than we've ever had before, then we can have our cake and eat it too. As AI advances, it can solve huge problems that everyone cares about, problems like poverty, sickness, and crime. People will have access to housing, healthcare, maybe even indefinite life extension. If we create systems that use AI responsibly, we could improve life for literally everyone. With great power comes great responsibility. AI can give everyone on Earth access to unbelievable power. But that also means we have to be responsible to ourselves and to each other in new ways for how we use that power. Human beings thrive when we work for ideals bigger than ourselves, goals like justice, peace, and truth. AI could help us live those values. It could expose corruption with transparent algorithms. It could distribute resources via democratically determined open source models. And it could connect cultures in new and fascinating ways through decentralized networks. But it could also entrench tyranny. Whether we live in a free or dystopian future will be determined by whether we all collectively realize if we all work together, we can all get what we want and increase the quality of everyone's life at the same time. Or we can risk being replaced by an evil and corrupt AI. Just as religions built moral frameworks that allowed us to reach pre- and post-industrial societies, we need new ethical guardrails for AI. Artificial intelligence offers us all godlike powers, but only if we develop godlike amounts of self-determination and understanding. The future is not doomed, and it is not guaranteed. It is ours to determine. We're at a crossroads. Will surveillance crush dissent, or will it uplift everyone? Will AI enrich temporarily only the powerful, or will it heal the planet and all the damage that we've caused it? The answer starts with us. We have to demand laws that decentralize data. We have to support open source tools over corporate, private black boxes. And we have to fight for systems where privacy scales with impact. Never forget, privacy isn't about hiding. It's about protecting your right to think, to dream, and to fight for a better world. To take risks that others can't or won't, and to dream dreams that only you can embody. I admit this vision of privacy is a drastic departure from our current system, which is why I want to put it to the test. As the Party Project gains more followers, I'll begin open sourcing more and more of my life. I'll install publicly accessible cameras in my house. I'll wear body monitors to share health and brain information. I'll share the interactions that I have with friends and family, and eventually even let my audience choose what I do with my time. Why? To prove that transparency and public accountability can coexist with personal autonomy. I admit this will be a social experiment. I don't know how it will go or how it will end. The point of the experiment will be to test how far we can push the limits of privacy and freedom of choice. I admit it wouldn't be desirable for most people to do. I'm in a position where live streaming my life to a sufficiently large group of people would actually be more of a benefit than a drawback. My friends and family will be fully informed of my plans and have the ability to opt out of participating. The only one that won't have such a choice is my cat. While self-experimentation is drastic, or at least dramatic, new ideas of how to handle privacy need to be worked out quickly. Whether this experiment succeeds or fails, I believe a better and brighter future is coming for all of us. And in the interest of disclosure, yes, AI did help me write this.